Human Rights Watch has come up with its own findings of what happened between the red shirts and the troops since April last year.
Yes.
Both sides have accused each other, the soldiers and the red shirts, of having fired at the other side and killing both sides. Now, we Thais have been quite confused as to who did what to whom. Human Rights Watch seems to have investigated enough evidence, have talked to enough people to come up with their own sort of verdict, right?
They have done 94 interviews, which is a lot.
On both sides?
On both sides, they have interviewed academics, the victims, the protesters, the government, and even some human rights lawyers on neutral one and pro-red shirt or pro-government people.
So what is the conclusion?
Well, before this verdict was announced at the FCCT, we had been hearing report that this is going to upset both sides.
Both sides.
Yes, and it's true.
Yeah.
After the announcement yesterday, I don't think either side would be happy about it.
Well, the conclusion is that the military also fired at the protesters and the red shirts were involved somehow or responsible for the burning of
there's some
buildings?
strongly worded verdicts on both sides. For example, I got some note here.
You've got to read it word.
Yes, I have to read it. They said the Thai soldiers, the government soldiers, they were shooting at everything that moves.
Wow.
And many unarmed people, unarmed protesters, and according medics, as well as bystanders have been shot at. And when it comes to this, they show the nation photographer on the big screen also. So this is a damning verdict on the government security forces.
Did it also say that the soldiers were firing at the temple, the controversial temple, killing many people? So they pointed an accusing finger at the soldiers.
At the government forces. But also the red shirt, this report said that they also were involved in maybe as many human rights abuses as the government side as well. For example, they said that the black shirt people were associated with the red shirt, which goes again what Kun Jatuporn had been saying.
Yeah.
Kun Jatuporn was saying that the black shirt was a government plan. But now this Human Rights Watch, they are saying that the black shirt belongs to the red shirt movement also.
Did they cite any witnesses?
Well, they have every major accusation, they have attributions to witnesses. So it's quite a very well-balanced and well-investigated report, actually. And the report called for a transparent and impartial investigation into the whole incident. Because if you are one side, you tend to see things what you want to see.
Right.
So this Human Rights Watch, they are calling for a very impartial and transparent investigation.
Well, how are we going to do that? Because you can't expect the government to appoint an investigative
It's
team.
a very difficult issue. Yes.
Or do we have to wait until the election? And even if after
the election comes, then there will be one side that come to become the government.
Or do we have to go to an international forum to do this? Human Rights Watch is an international organization.
Yes, and it is very a little bit embarrassing to know that it takes an international organization to come up with this kind of neutral, impartial report on what happened.
And do you think that could become an election campaign issue?
Well, I think both sides will try to avoid mentioning this. Because if you read it carefully, it's about 139 pages.
Wow.
It's really damning and strongly worded as well.
So we have to see.
The report called for the red shirt to stop its own use of violence, listening that if you resort to violence, you cannot proclaim yourself to be a peaceful movement.
Did the report also refer to the Democrats Party and the Pheu Thai Party in any direct way?
Well, something they have a lot of backgrounds on what led up to last year turbulence. Well, let me correct myself here. Some of the quote that I told you here, some belong to the director of the Human Rights Watch Asia.
He's on
Maybe
conclusion.
it's not in the report. He was talking at the press conference at the FCCT.
But he did make it official.
Did make it official.
It's a statement by him.
Yes.
So it's going to be part of the record that we will have to see whether it will become a real political issue in the election campaign, and whether after the election a real transparent, honest committee or panel will be appointed to look into the report of the Human Rights Watch.
It is really worth looking at this report.
So it is an important document, and we will see what happens to that after the election.